Welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you're trying to crack the code on real estate and finally own a place of your own, you are in exactly the right spot. Today, we're unpacking a massively popular topic, navigating FHA condo loans right here in the vibrant market of Long Beach, California. I'm honestly so excited to guide you through this because the strategies we're talking about today literally have the power to shave years off your timeline to owning a home. We are going to break down exactly how this whole thing works, step by step.
So let me ask you something. Do you think you absolutely need a 20% down payment to buy a condo? For decades, right? This massive 20% figure has just been drilled into our heads. It's pitched as the absolute gold standard for buying real estate. And honestly, it's the exact number that keeps so many aspiring buyers stuck renting, feeling like homeownership is, always a decade away. But what if I told you that in a condo-heavy market like Long Beach, that 20% rule is actually just a myth?
Okay, let's dive right into this. 3.5%. That is your magic number. With FHA financing, you really only need a 3.5% down payment. I mean, just think about how drastically that changes the math for a second. Instead of desperately saving for 10 years just to hit some huge 20% threshold, this 3.5% option makes entering the Long Beach condo market incredibly accessible, way earlier in your life. For first-time buyers, this isn't just helpful, it's nothing short of a superpower.
So here is our roadmap for today. First, the power of FHA. Second, FHA condo loan requirements. Third, Long Beach approved condos. And fourth, your condo buying checklist. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the power of FHA, and really demystify that 3.5% advantage.
So what exactly is an FHA-approved condo? Basically, it's a building that meets some pretty strict guidelines set by the Federal Housing Administration, or HUD. And I want to highlight a really key word here, building. In most cases, it's not just you as the individual buyer who needs to get approved by the bank. The entire condo complex actually has to be stamped with FHA approval. But when a building does get that green light, it unlocks that amazing 3.5% down payment and offers much more flexible credit requirements for you.
Now, of course, every great financial tool out there has trade-offs, and I want to be completely straight with you about them. On the pro side, we have that phenomenal low 3.5% down payment, incredibly forgiving credit rules, and a significantly easier entry into the real estate game. But there's a flip side. Because FHA loans require these specific building approvals we just talked about, your overall options are inherently going to be limited. Plus, you're going to be required to pay mortgage insurance premiums. And finally, because these loans are just so attractive to first-time buyers, you are absolutely going to face some fierce competition for these specific units. Moving right along to Section 2, FHA condo loan requirements. Let's look at the rules of the game. Let's do a quick baseline financial reality check so you know exactly what lenders are looking for. Your down payment? That's 3.5% of the purchase price. Now, for your credit score, it typically only needs to be around 580 or higher. That is incredibly forgiving compared to conventional loans, though keep in mind it can vary just a bit depending on the lender. Next up, your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI, can usually go up to roughly 43%. And, as we touched on just a moment ago, you absolutely must factor in both upfront and monthly mortgage insurance premiums into your budget. But hey, check out this fascinating loophole that you definitely need to be aware of. Traditionally, FHA approval has applied to the entire building. The whole property gets vetted, right? Well, recently, HUD introduced a massive update, single unit approval. This means you might actually find a single specific unit inside a non-approved building that can still magically qualify for your FHA loan. This is a real game changer because it opens up way more inventory for you. Just a quick word of caution though, going this route requires extra steps, it is definitely not guaranteed, and you absolutely must have a lender who is highly experienced with this specific, somewhat delicate process. All right, let's jump into Section 3, Long Beach approved condos, and actually explore some of the real-world inventory. This is where the theoretical rules meet the actual pavement. Let's take a look at some highly popular, traditionally FHA-friendly buildings in Long Beach. First up, we've got the Fountains over on Atherton. This one is fantastic because it gives you a townhome-style layout, which is a massive draw for first-time buyers wanting a bit more space. Now, if you're craving that vibrant city life, Royal Palms Condos in the downtown East Village area is awesome. And bonus, it's incredibly pet-friendly. Then you've got Lincoln Park Towers putting you right smack in central downtown near Pine Avenue. Over at Stony Brook Villas, buyers absolutely rave about the sprawling amenities and that great community feel. And hey, if you want a quieter, more traditional neighborhood vibe, Kensington Green in the 9087 zip code offers a much more residential experience. See, FHA doesn't just mean basic. It can literally get you into some of the most desirable neighborhoods in Long Beach. Okay, pause for a second because this is a crucial point. FHA approval status can and does change over time. Buildings can gain approval, sure, but they can also lose it if they don't maintain their financial health or their owner occupancy ratios, according to HUD's strict standards. So whatever you do, do not fall in love with a unit and rush to submit an offer without having your agent or your lender verify the building's exact current FHA status. Doing this one simple check will save you from massive heartbreak and a whole lot of wasted time. Which brings us to our final section, Part 4, your condo buying checklist. This is your ultimate execution plan. Here is exactly how to strategize your search to actually win. Step 1, and this is non-negotiable. Get pre-approved first. Do not go looking at a single condo until you know your exact budget and have your FHA eligibility totally confirmed by a lender. Step 2, focus strictly on approved buildings right out of the gate. Starting your search there ensures you aren't blowing your weekends touring condos you literally cannot legally buy. Step 3, you gotta move quickly. Remember those cons we discussed earlier? High demand means when a great FHA unit in a place like Stony Brook Villas hits the market, you are going to be competing against multiple buyers. You have to be ready to write an offer immediately. And step 4, work with a local expert. A seasoned Long Beach agent already knows which buildings are FHA friendly, saving you endless hours of frustrating research. To quote our source material directly here, with the right approach, FHA can open the door to homeownership sooner than you might expect. I want that to be your core takeaway from this explainer today. Look, yes, there are some hoops to jump through. Yes, there is mortgage insurance to deal with. But FHA financing remains one of the single most powerful tools in existence for a first-time condo buyer to bypass that whole 20% down myth, get into the market, and start building real wealth and equity. So I'll leave you with this final thought. FHA financing has officially opened the door for you. That 3.5% path is sitting right there, clear as day. The only real question left to answer is which Long Beach building is going to be yours. Thank you so much for diving into all this with me today. Keep learning, keep planning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.